You ever have to pee so bad that you pee into a cup because you don't want to get up out of your chair, so you just go and dump it in the toilet and flush it?
No,
No, no. I'm
I've
glad
done
that
that while camping.
I've
Yeah,
done that once when someone's in the washroom and is like, I really needed to go, but yeah.
I did
Actually,
that
when
once
I was
because,
camping, it was snow camp, so you don't want to have to fucking
oh,
get out of your tent or
yeah, you
sleeping
don't
bag.
want your wanker out of your
Yeah.
pants in -20.
Oh yeah. It'll just like
Yeah, I
freeze.
mean, like snow camp. Okay, we'll have to start the podcast before I talk about snow camp. Uh,
Yeah, no,
and Rovent because some bullshit has gone down. But yeah, basically what happened is that I filled a Nalgene bottle, but it was dark, so I couldn't quite like I had to kind of guess where the top was. So I and then so like I guessed and screwed on the lid, tossed it outside the tent, uh, and then in the morning it was fucking perfect. It was like just perfectly. It was like there was
oh,
about an inch left at the top, so it was just like a perfectly filled Nalgene bottle.
Uh,
Anyway, that was some weird oatmeal.
yeah, no, for me, it was just because me and my brother were playing Smash Brothers. I was like 11, he was 16, and every time I'd leave
I
the
didn't
room
know
to
that your brother was
go
into
try
it.
and, well, every time I'd leave the room to try and go pee, the moment I get to the hallway, he'd run over and grab my remote and start kicking my ass. So I just sat there, grabbed his water glass, pissed into it, and then set it on the table.
Okay,
I
that's
wasn't
the
gonna lose.
strangest boss move I've ever heard of.
Yeah, I was an interesting child. Frankly, I was one of those kids that just didn't really give a shit what people thought of him. Like, I never did when I was younger. Like now,
Do
I
you
actually,
now?
yeah, now I do. Like, not to a high degree, but when I was a kid, I remember going to school one time and flashing the teacher. I mean,
What?
I didn't.
Okay.
I
Why?
went to the school, took down my pants, and flashed the teacher with my ass. I mean,
Why
I
would you
didn't.
do that though? Like why?
Because
Why
the
would you do
teacher
that?
said my name wrong, and I was sassy.
Have we even started the
No,
fucking
no. Welcome to the podcast. That
podcast?
was a great intro.
Yeah, I guess this is the fucking intro.
Yeah.
Welcome to this bullshit.
Talking about things that we don't really know. This is the podcast. Return of the king to attack of the clones. This is the podcast. It makes no sense, and that's what we're here for. This is the podcast. Like and subscribe if you wanna see more. This is the
And then when I was 7, I also flashed a teacher with my ass.
Okay, that was the word that started off this podcast.
Rodian!
No, 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 no.
Uh,
Yeah. Okay, welcome to the podcast.
yeah.
I have no idea what was even going on there.
Yeah, fucking. I
Uh,
guess welcome.
what are your
So
thoughts
you guys
on
play
classic black and
basketball?
white movies? I don't know. What's your thoughts on classic black and white movies or something?
I mean, some of them can be okay. Like Night of the Living Dead
Oh,
is,
decent. I
yeah, but
watched.
I feel like a lot of them don't really hold up
Hmm.
just because they didn't have the technology or like it. Like acting had been around for so little time
Yeah, it was
that,
still like theater acting. It wasn't
Yeah.
yeah,
genuine, like people trying to convey a real
Yeah.
emotion.
I
yeah,
really like old black and white movies.
really.
I watched. Oh,
I love movies from like the 40s and 50s and stuff.
I
so
would
you
say
guys,
that's a pretty solid lukewarm take right there.
Yeah.
you
No,
guys know
like I like that's like my
you guys
those
know Ocean's
classics.
11, right? With
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
you guys know the one with Frank Sinatra,
I'm sorry,
older.
what?
Yeah, there's one with Frank Sinatra. He did
I've
Ocean's 11.
watched Ocean's 11 when I
And
was
Ocean
like
12.
10. I've never watched any of the other Ocean's
Ocean's
movies.
12 isn't as good as
It was a
Ocean's
long
11.
time ago. It came out in like 1950, 1960s.
Huh.
It was really good. It's my grandpa's favorite movie. He has it in like that old style color. It's I love it because it has the same type of comedy as the New Oceans movies,
Uh,
but with all these
old.
old actors and it's great. I mean,
Yeah.
Frank Sinatra. I mean, the
But,
man has the voice of a
yeah.
god.
I mean, so many of
Yeah,
those old movies that like have Frank Sinatra sing in them, and just like all those. Well, it doesn't have Frank Sinatra, but like "Sing in the Rain"
Yeah.
and like what's that one like
Joker.
Guys and Dolls. All
Mm.
those great movies, like those ones that are a bit more colorful, but also there's ones like Citizen Kane.
Mm.
All those movies are just also good. Like the original Frankenstein.
Yeah, I love the original
I
Frankenstein.
haven't really watched many like black and white movies.
I've watched
I
so
think
many
I've
black and white
only
movies, like the
I've
old Elvis
seen
movies. Yeah.
yeah, I've only seen a couple. I've seen uh yeah.
Something kind of fascinates me about the fact that like everyone that was involved in the making of those movies, maybe unless there's like a baby or child actor, are probably dead.
Yeah, there's
Just something
something
that
oddly
fascinates me.
interesting.
It's just like it's a moment in time. It's
Yeah.
but also it's like it's a history that's recorded.
I mean, it's going to be really interesting to like in 30 years because this is the first time in history that everyone can post shit,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right? Like you
Why
can
else would
look
we be
back.
here?
Yeah,
You're gonna be
exactly.
able to watch us.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
actually that's a perfect thing. In 30 years, imagine being able to look back on this and just because
If
that's the
YouTube
first
doesn't
time
shut down.
this kind of thing has ever happened.
Like I mean, you want you talking going down that road. You take music now, like
Oh yeah.
WAP. You all know the song I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Mhm.
That's not music.
I mean, it
That
is. It's
It
fully a
is.
song.
it is considered music, but like
I mean,
I
it's fully music.
It's full of
no.
music.
It's fully considered music, but if you were to go and play that in the time of Frank Sinatra when he was singing, he would not call that music.
I mean, he could have. You don't
Yeah.
know Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
but
it's got
in
okay,
that
here's
time
what I'll
period,
say. Here's
Music
what I'll
has
say.
been democratized.
no,
They wouldn't have
Here's
called
what
like lots of world music back then.
no.
yeah, they
AC/DC, it probably
probably
wouldn't have been called the same type of music. Like it wouldn't have been called rock at the time.
You like
well no, rock
AC/DC?
didn't exist
I
back
love
Oh
then.
no.
AC/DC.
Like the closest thing to a rock was Pebbles.
Or
Yeah,
like blues.
Yeah.
What's
Or
Or like
Pebbles?
oh
exactly.
that's just rock before it became big.
We're back.
Okay,
Yeah.
I get it.
It's a bad
Uh,
one.
yeah, that was a bad one.
Yeah. But you know
But
like bands
I
like
mean,
Weezer who have like all these music video and concerts from like the 90s and stuff but are still around. Like that wouldn't have been a thing in like the 80s with a band from like someone from the 50s.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and like it's definitely music, right? Like
Yeah.
River, it's fully a song.
Yeah, that is a
Yeah.
It's
song.
got I've never listened to it, can be totally honest,
I've
but
listened to it.
uh maybe I should listen to it because like from what I can tell, it's basically got the same message behind it as Fat Bottom Girls by Queen or You Shook Me All Night Long by
Yeah,
It's
AC/DC.
worse. I mean,
Okay, but it's still music.
I don't really
That's an
enjoy either of
opinion.
those songs.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
okay. So, in the sense of technicality, yes, it is considered music.
Music is sounds and silences organized over time. That's all it
Yes.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
true. Well,
If
then
it's called
technically,
music, it's music.
I mean, then technically, anything you say is music to a degree because
What
it's
you're saying is
sounds
music
and
to my
silences.
ears.
Yeah,
To a degree, everything
Yeah.
we say is music.
Yeah, totally.
yeah. Sorry, my cat's being annoying. I'll be right back.
The podcat. But the question
The
is
official podcast.
the official podcat. Yeah, that needs to be our thumbnail. Need to hold up the cat. River, we're yelling loudly at you to hold up the cat. Yeah.
Okay, I'm listening to Wet Ass Pussy right now.
Okay, River, could you like
Yep.
hold up your cat so we can take a screenshot of it and make it
I just
the
put him outside.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. But the question is Friday remixed by Rebecca Black music?
Technically, yes.
Yes.
I personally don't like it, but it
Yeah.
is music.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I guess to a degree, anything can be music, and
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff I would consider
Mhm.
music, whether or not I like it. Like lo-fi, there's some lo-fi I like, there's some I don't.
But the question is like lo-fi, like anime girls studying lo-fi music, or
Yeah.
like 80s,
I actually
like
quite
But I mean,
actual
any of
recording
that
lo-fi music.
I would consider that music. There's hundreds of songs I would consider music, but like a lot of
whole
pop songs.
hundreds. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
There are millions of songs that I would consider music, but
Yeah.
there are a few pieces in there that just, to me, calling them music almost seems like shaming the name of music being music. Like,
I mean, technically, okay, here's how I think of it. I've been to I think it's called like the Royal Canadian Art Museum or something like
Yeah.
that.
yeah,
It's in Ottawa,
yep,
I
cool
think.
little place.
Anyway, yeah, so basically I went there and there was a bunch of really cool art, and then we got to the modern art section and it was a little weird, a little out there. And
That's
then
what I
I
love.
almost sat down on one of the art pieces because it was just a plastic chair.
Oh, what?
It was just a plastic chair. It wasn't even on a platform or anything. I nearly sat down on it, and then I noticed that there was a little plaque on it that
Oh.
said the artist's name.
This is worth
That's
$500,000.
barely art, right? It's literally a plastic chair.
Banana taped onto a white canvas called comedy or comedian or whatever it was, sold for, what was it, $500,000?
Yeah,
We
but
need to
that's
get into high art.
yeah.
The
Well,
modern
the thing
art.
about art is that it's all about
This is art.
tax breaks to the rich.
Yeah, exactly. Yes,
I mean,
that is what most art sales are.
Like-
a statue of Jesus Christ made out of cigarette butts called Holy Smokes. It's.
To be honest, that sounds awesome.
Yeah,
I
that's
took it from
yeah,
a show.
realistic,
Don't
but
give
sounds
me credit
amazing.
for it. It's from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But art is similar to music. I mean, they're called artists for a reason.
Yeah.
There is a level of art to music, and then there is some music that just isn't artful. Like
Yeah, there is music that is just like
wow. I mean, that song just.
Well,
I
someone had
listened to it.
have something.
and
People had to create something for it.
yeah.
It wasn't just like written as a formula.
And honestly, okay, I guess in that context, this song was bad, but when I watched the music video, it made it
didn't
like
mind
50
it.
times worse.
Yeah,
really mind.
I
Yeah, the
did
music
just get,
video
like
makes
about
it way
halfway
worse.
through, and then
The music video
Yeah.
does make it way worse, but the song in itself isn't too bad.
Mm.
Like it's no good song.
yeah, it's
But
not
it's
a good
not.
song.
But it's not.
I
But
just
it's
listened to about half of it.
it's
and,
it's
yeah,
no
it's
Rebecca
like
Black Friday
mumble
remix.
rap. No, that's
No, it's not
I would
as
say
bad as
that's-
that. It's not as bad as that.
Oh, really? I would say that they're about equally as bad because the other one is at least interesting.
Yeah,
Wet Ass Pussy is just kind of like mumble rap, and that's like,
Yeah.
meh.
it is kind
You
of
know?
mad, but yeah.
Like, what's that? What's that genre of music that came out of the UK?
Uh,
Not
Britpop?
grime. No,
Britpop?
no, it's
Rave
no,
that actually started in the UK.
no, it's
The
Schmaus?
Shoegaze.
no, it's a specific genre of music. It's like grunge, but that's not the word.
Grind or something.
Grime.
Yeah, grind.
Yeah, grime
Grime.
music.
Grime.
Like
Yeah.
I
Never heard
love
of
that music because it's people
So-
rhyming. Like
Oh yeah.
it's so good.
Yeah, it is. It's harsh. Yeah.
What is- what
I
is
don't love
grime?
all of it.
It's like
but
British.
that-
It's British.
that's music.
British hip hop movement.
yeah,
But do you see that band where it's like two guys who are like 70
yeah.
and they're grime? But
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Like
Seriously, I'm
and,
gonna
and you know,
link
it's,
to that in the
it's
video or
there's a level to it which is satirical. It's yeah, I love it. Like that's music. Like that's a good song. Like I'm not gonna listen to that when I'm trying to fall asleep at night.
Yeah.
But I like that.
Gotta
That's
listen to grindcore instead.
so.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
Grindcore.
okay, look up Grime. Or I'll post some.
Do the
videos
what is
of
the
it on
gram? Do the
on the
two
server.
grandpa one.
What's it
Yeah.
called? Grime?
Grime. Yeah,
Grime, it's a great
Grime.
genre. Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, there's two
Grime?
grandpas.
Grim?
Grime.
With an R.
Grime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. Like, there's some of it that has a lot of cursing. There's some of it that doesn't, and but it's just pleasant to listen to. Like, I'm also a massive sucker for any song that has decent rhyming, like really creative rhyming in it. That's a
Oh, if you like really good rhyming, I would recommend Amy Winehouse.
Yeah,
it's
She's
good.
an excellent lyricist.
yeah, totally.
Um,
Also, if you like some really good creative rhyming schemes, I'd recommend the song "Rattlesnake" by King Gizzard. It rhymes the word rattlesnake with rattlesnake 56 times.
That's, I would say, not creative. Like, I feel like
That's
that's
the
just
joke. That's
not
the joke. It's ridiculously repetitive, but it's really good because of its repetitiveness.
okay.
No,
Also,
seriously,
I'm
listen to
listening
the
to
song. It's
Grime
good.
right now, and so far this song is reminding me of the Made in Abyss soundtrack. So
yeah,
it's a
yeah,
it's a good thing.
yeah. It's a good
Yeah,
thing. um, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I would fall asleep to this one. So far, I feel like the beat's going to drop soon,
yeah,
but
Like, there's something about that genre which is just enjoyable to listen to, and
true.
I like. There's a not to sound corny, but that is a habit I have. There's a lot of heart and soul in the music. Like in grime music, when you listen to it, there's a lot of
It's
emotion
real. Yeah,
that's put into it. Those people are feeling what they're playing
yeah,
and what they're singing.
yeah, I guess.
That's a massive point to music, in my opinion. Like,
yeah.
if you're feeling what you're singing,
Mm-hmm.
you may be feeling wet ass pussy.
Yeah, but also Cardi B did not write that song,
No,
right? Like,
they didn't.
none
They
of
didn't
those
write that
people
song.
write their own music.
No, like that's the
That
crazy.
sentence
That's why
just
it's so
came
crazy
from
that Billie
my mouth.
Eilish and Phineas actually wrote
Yeah.
Yeah,
their own
that I
music.
feel like that's why they were so successful, is
Yeah,
because
because
they
it's unique.
made the music, it's unique and it's good. I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah. What'd you
Like,
think
that's
of
why
the singles for the new album?
yeah.
Oh,
That's
I
why I
haven't
love
listened to it.
like Frank
Yeah, I wasn't
Sinatra.
as big a fan of them as the first singles for the first album. Like, it didn't have that sort of evilness. It didn't have that sort of dark minor keyness.
Hmm.
It didn't have like that bury a friend kind of thing to it.
Well, like Frank Sinatra, when
Yeah,
he sings, you
Bill
can
Ash, Frank
feel
Sinatra.
it. Like falling in love with you. I mean, the man has a voice of an angel. Like
Yeah,
from
that's fair. And I
Oh
would
yeah,
say that like most of Frank Sinatra's stuff is better than WAP.
yeah. I'd have to
Uh,
agree.
but also you can't say that just because you don't like it, it isn't music.
Yeah,
no. So yeah, I guess it's biased to say it isn't music, but from a standpoint of music, there's a level to it that if you look at the music that we get today, if you look at the genres of music that are out there, there are some songs that just they don't feel like music when you listen to them. Like
yeah.
I
Well,
there's
I think that
guess.
that has been a pretty long lukewarm take.
yeah.
Yeah.
Starting off lukewarm take
So
section
to
right away.
completely sidebar this, have either of you guys played Mass Effect?
No.
No. Actually, I tried playing Mass Effect 3, didn't like it.
Okay, so yeah, with Mass Effect, you have to play it from one, and then I just got the legendary a few days ago from a friend, or he lent it to me. But legendary edition, it's it is so fucking good. I mean, the first game isn't amazing because it's a little bit grindy. Like, you have to go through, you have to talk to a lot of people. There's just a lot of go here, talk to this person, go there, talk to
Mm.
that person, and the combat is kind of like any TPS game. It's not all that ingenuitive, but the
Hmm.
story is really good. Um, but then when you get into the second one, I mean, it's got a really cool idea. Like, you're always talking to
Mm.
people, and there's always good story. Like, it feels like you're playing through a movie. Like, my all time favorite game story wise was The Witcher, The Witcher 3.
Mm.
Oh
I
yeah.
absolutely
Don't spoil anything. I'm playing that game right
I'm
now.
not gonna. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna. Like, there was so many endings to that game. I think
Oh
there's.
yeah, dude. Okay, just quick side note.
Yeah, go.
I got to a point in The Witcher 3. I actually haven't played it in a while. I'm going to get back to it. I just have been playing other games. But yeah, so like a choice that I made like in real time, like 3 weeks earlier,
Yeah.
came back because it. One thing that I really like is that it shows you the path that you took when a really big thing happens.
Mhm.
So a really big thing happened that I'm not going to spoil, and
Yeah.
it was like, oh, remember this choice? Well, then this choice led to this choice, and this choice led to this choice, and this choice led to this choice, and that choice led to someone dying.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Like
yeah,
there is a massive scale butterfly effect. Like, have you gotten to Skellige yet?
no, I forget. It's been a little while.
That's all right. So this isn't a spoiler. So when you get to Skellige, it's kind of cool. So it's like a Scottish sort of Viking area. It's my favorite area in the Witcher. And you basically, if you played the previous games, you actually got to meet these two teenagers when they were kids, and I played The Witcher 1, I played The Witcher 2, and The Witcher
I haven't
3
played either of them.
That's all right. You don't need to for The Witcher 3, which is why it was great. You just get a bit of extra depth.
Okay.
But so basically, if you played all the games, you know these kids, you know who they are. Like, you probably had a preference to one of them when you played the previous games.
Yeah.
And sorry, my nose is itching to tell.
Oh yeah. I almost wasn't able to breathe out my nose this morning.
Yeah.
I don't have allergies.
I don't really have too much allergies either. It just literally clogged up my nose.
So basically, you get to Skellige and you find out like the old king died in between games, and so now you're put in charge to help one of his children, who are these kids you meet in the previous games, arise to the throne. And it overall you are the final vote on this decision.
I'm not listening to Grime. I'm listening to Grimes. I was like, man, this.
Yes. That explains everything.
Sucks.
That explains everything. Oh my gosh, Grimes.
Damn, this shit sucks, and it's all the same shit, and there's no rhyming. What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, that's definitely Grimes. That is amazing.
Okay, yeah, now this is Grime, I think. Yeah, GRM Daily.
Maybe.
I
just listen to Spotify Grime Radio when I want to.
That is like hilarious.
Yeah, it's like British rap, sort of.
Yeah, like that's why I love The Witcher, and Mass Effect has a similar sense of, in the first game, you get to make this decision, which is, so there's these creatures called arachnids, not arachnid, but arachnids.
Yeah,
and
the R is too hard.
They're not even people, they're just evil bugs, giant evil bugs. Basically classic video game enemy. And you reach their queen, and there's this friend that you can make in the game, and he'll say, oh, my people, we spent so long trying to wipe out these things, kill. And so you get the choice to kill the queen as it's talking to you, and it'll say, yes, okay, I can see why you would want to kill me, but I promise that if you let me live, we will make peace with you and your race. So you're put into this intense decision asking you, do I commit genocide? Or do I save a race that committed their own version of genocide? And your choice affects the ending in game 3. So this is a choice you make in game 1. 2 games later, your decision there affects basically your entire overall ending to the game.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah, like Mass Effect, if you ever get a chance to play through the full series or Legendary Edition, I highly recommend it, but know it's going to take a lot of time. Because you have to it's one of those games where you feel like you can go in and skip through all the side quests, but it affects the overall ending to the game if you do skip them. So, yeah.
So you need to actually do most of them.
Probably I'm the loudest.
Yeah. So apparently, Modest Mouse are getting back together and going to put out another album. Just think it's going to be good or not. Their last album really wasn't that great, so I'm not really expecting too much from it. Are you frozen,
Drank your
Mateus?
own pee.
No, I don't really like Grime so far.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's not my favorite, but there's some good stuff. Yeah.
Have you heard of Strapping Young Lads?
I
Yep.
think I have. Yes.
So what they were is they were a jazz group that
Yeah.
as a joke decided to make a heavy metal album.
Oh,
And it
yeah,
got
that band.
Yeah.
Yeah, right,
popular.
them.
Actually,
Yeah.
I've never listened.
I've never
I'm
listened to
gonna
them either.
Listen to fucking Strapping
Yeah,
Young Lads.
Yeah,
I
let's
listened
get
to it.
this
It's
going.
good. I mean,
Let's
I
get
like
this
it.
going.
Strapping Young Lad. Sorry, not multiple lads.
I got a question. Have you guys ever drank your own piss?
What? What?
Have we ever done what?
Drank your own
River?
piss.
No!
No! Why would I possibly
I'm
ever
not-
do that?
Fucking Bear Grylls.
I'm curious. I tried it. I gotta admit, warm pee is significantly horrible, but cold pee, I mean, it's significantly horrible, but it's
hold
not
on.
bad.
No.
I've done it twice.
You have done it enough times that you have a preference to the temperature.
I did it once. I split it into
Why?
2 glasses.
Why did you do it once? Though?
Why? Please tell me that is at least your own.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna fucking drink somebody else's piss. Besides,
At this
it
point,
was
I wasn't
clear.
doubting anything.
I drink like 2 gallons of water a day. I pee water, so I wasn't that worried about it. But
You still shouldn't do that though.
no,
Yeah.
you shouldn't. I don't recommend people do it, but I had to see what it was like because I mean, why not?
Just what?
And so what I did was I pissed in a glass. It was
How much do you piss in the glass?
I don't know.
Yeah,
That's the continuing strain.
Probably like 3 cups.
No,
No.
I mean,
How many times have you pissed into a glass?
like
before?
how
I
frequently do you
personally
do
have
it?
never
4
pissed
times
into
in
a
my
Done
glass.
it once.
4 times in my life. 2 of them were on road
I
trips.
feel like my water bottle story at least had a reason.
Yes,
why the
my-
fuck
2 of them
would
were on
you-
road trips.
Mine had a story
we were in
because
New Zealand.
there's no washroom anywhere nearby, and we're in a place, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 2 of them were in New Zealand, and if you get caught pissing on the side of the road there, you get fined $1,200. So, I mean, yeah, I just peed into a
In
bottle.
which case, piss on the cop.
Then
the
you
great
get fined $2,500.
Wrinkle brain
Yes.
move.
Gotta get that.
But no, I mean, I 4 times in total. 1 time was to win a Smash Brothers game. The other time was to see what it tasted like. It wasn't pleasant.
Yeah, no, it makes sense that it was a Smash Bros game. I've met Smash Bros players before.
Yeah, they're deadly.
Yeah.
And the warm stuff I just dumped in the toilet and flushed it because it was awful. Like I vomited
And
for
hold on, did you finish the fucking glass?
no.
Well, you're saying oh, the warm stuff was awful, but the other stuff was pretty. You said I dumped the warm stuff down the toilet, implying that you didn't dump the cold stuff down the toilet.
No, because at the time I left it in there for a day to cool off. My mom wasn't happy to find a glass of piss in the fridge day, but
I'm sorry, just how did that interaction come?
my mom goes, "Why is there a glass in the Why is there a glass in the fridge with Saran wrap over it?" Oh, I pissed in a cup and put it in the fridge. My mom just shuts the fridge and goes, "You can cook tonight."
No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't let you cook tonight.
I would not either.
But I mean,
Also, Strapping Young Lad is pretty good.
it's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah. But
Pretty
yeah, no,
strapping.
the next day I took it out. I took a little sip. It was awful. I took a second sip. It was still awful, so then I dumped that down the toilet. But
You took a
was-
second sip.
yeah,
You took a second sip.
and then I dumped it down the toilet because it tasted like piss. But you know,
Oh, who would have guessed?
Obviously.
Oh, wow. Who would have guessed?
Makes
I
no
couldn't
sense
have
at all.
Told
Like-
you that
Like,
a
no one could have
month
ever
in
predicted.
advance.
Seriously, no one could have ever predicted that.
No one would have ever predicted that that glass of piss tasted bad because it tasted like piss.
also I don't know if I told you guys how old I was, but it was only 3 years ago. I wasn't that young.
No, that actually kind of ruins it for me because I kind of thought that you did it recently. Like,
I mean,
You
I
did
was
this
14.
year.
3 years is pretty recently.
true.
That's
Yeah,
like-
I mean, I was 14.
You're a
I was
teenager.
conscious enough to
You're a
know that I
teenager.
wasn't making a stupid decision. And I was also conscious enough to know that I probably shouldn't drink my own piss, but my brother tried to boil his piss once and drink it.
What?
Okay, does your entire family have a piss fetish?
No,
Just tell us
just,
now.
just my brother. And trust me, there's nothing fetishy about it for me. My brother, I have questions. For me, it was more the pure curiosity of going, if I get stranded or stuck in some desert through a fuck ton of coincidence, am I physically going to be able to ingest my own piss?
Okay, here's.
The answer
Do you
was
want to know
yes.
when? Do you want to know when you? Do you want to know when you ask yourself that question?
When you have absolutely no option and you're about to go through.
When
yeah,
you're stranded. You ask
Yes.
yourself if you're going to be able to drink your own piss when you're stranded. When
Yeah.
you're stranded.
But now I know.
Yeah, but you don't need to know though.
Yeah. It's
No,
not. It's
but-
not like you're just like, oh, tried it. I'm done for. You just try it when you.
If I ever get stranded and don't have water, I'm donezo.
I'm drinking my own piss. And then I'm done. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, yeah, my brother. I mean, you think it's
I'm on
weird?
the
I pissed into
podcast
a-
at some point.
My brother drank a full glass of his own piss.
Wait, what?
I mean,
I-
it was on a dare, so that's something. But
I don't think that makes it better.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess it kind of
Yeah.
does.
yeah,
that
I
makes
mean,
it.
Because
He didn't
the
come up
dare
with the
was
initial idea.
$500. I mean, I drank
Oh
a
my
glass
God.
of my own piss for
If he's doing that
Oh,
for
yeah,
$500, yeah, obviously I'd do that.
well, actually, how big is the glass? Because is it like a beer stein? 'Cause maybe
you had
not.
to piss into a glass, and whatever you pissed out, you had to put back in. That was the dare.
I'd do it in like this kind of glass.
I
Yeah,
made it.
I mean,
I
we
did.
have like.
I made it from my brother.
I
and
would
his
totally
friend.
shoot a shot glass of my own piss for $500.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
I'd
pretty
guzzle
sure
it
my
down.
brother just opened up his lungs and let it flow. So, yeah.
Lungs?
Yeah,
Do
he
you
was
know how?
coughing, which meant that he had to taste it more. So I felt bad about that.
Wait, did you dare him?
Well, him and his friend wanted
What?
a dare.
Actually,
so
you know what?
I made it.
You know what?
I didn't think they
Don't
would
want to know. No, don't want to know.
No.
Don't
no,
even-
just
do
you
it.
need to get your brother onto the podcast at some point.
Yeah, if I could contact him, that'd be great.
Is it just like somewhere? Just no idea where.
He's just somewhere in Victoria. I don't know where.
Alright,
If I see
well,
someone
location-
guzzling some pee.
This is a pretty good time to end the podcast.
Yeah, I don't think we can. We didn't have
Yeah.
serious 5 minutes. We didn't do most, and I don't think some of us did any lukewarm takes. But
Yeah, I mean, I don't
No,
think
lukewarm
they do
take.
it.
Take River is fucking.
I didn't
I
think
did-
they would do it. I mean, I was 13. They said, "Hey, make us
you
a
said
dare," and
14 earlier.
No. That I was 14 when I drank my own piss. They challenged me.
That sentence is terrible.
Okay.
I was actually. I'm putting in that in the quotes. I was
Yes.
14 when I drank my own piss.
Yes, please do. We need people to know this.
I mean, him and his friend Kyle. My brother's name is Kai, and he has a friend named Kyle. It's a fucking coincidence. But so him and his friend Kyle, they went up to me. He's my stepbrother, so he lives in Victoria with his mom.
Yeah.
And I was down there, and he walks up to me and goes, "River, we need a dare." And I said, "Piss into a glass, $500 bet. Whoever drinks the full glass wins." And I thought that they were gonna just turn away and walk away, but they grabbed 2 cups from the kitchen, both pissed into a glass, and Kyle vomited, and my brother drank and copped his up and won $500.
Yeah, like I would totally do that for $500.
Yeah, I mean for half a thousand, I would definitely do it.
Yeah,
It's still weird though.
it is still very weird.
But for reference, my brother has pissed into a cup 12 times. Only twice on road trips. I don't know all of the other 10. I was only there for 9. I don't know what
Alright.
the 10th one was.
Okay, we cannot continue this episode any further than
Yeah,
this.
I'm not sure if I
Bye.
can physically continue this episode.
Yeah. Anyway,
My parents
Bye.
are very normal people.
I'm going to go drink some apple juice.
yeah,
I'm gonna go drink some grape juice if I can find some. I
I'm
miss
gonna
grape
drink-
juice.
I'm going to go drink some piss.